Come and join our Skool community using the link below. We've put everything in one place, including the streaming platform shows. Bare knuckle boxing carries a vicious and brutal stigma.
Whether traditional dating or modern dating is the right thing to do.
Like, my entire perception of myself changed when I had the knowledge that I was going to go bald.
I think for men, one of the biggest insecurities is their hair.
So what you tend to notice is that both partners need to work in order to make ends meet.
Eventually led to the comeback.
I'm going to twist again. I'm going to go to the next level.
Yep. So I went a bit wild for like 2-3 years.
Comes easy. You can talk to anybody, and then you have your base. You have your like kind of baseline volume. So I don't talk much lower than this now.
As you just saw, one-to-one calls, live group calls twice per week. Take yourself from last man to first man and unlock more and more benefits with each passing week. It'll also be the official home of the 1M podcast moving forward. With 1M House, we have a dedicated filming location to make this happen. Additionally, all the courses and future courses are included. All the old videos from YouTube. I'll see you there. Enjoy the video. Right then, guys, welcome back to probably the best backdrop I have ever had on this channel. Now, I do apologize, guys. I've been missing for a few days. Reason being, I turned 32. And I wanted to go down to London for a few days. I spent a few days with family as well. It was nice. I just switched off. I knew that self-improvement September was coming, and that's all I wanted to focus on. And I always get the noisiest cars, don't I? It's really strange. Maybe I only notice them when I'm filming. But I knew self-improvement September was coming, which is my favorite time of year. It's actually 2nd of September filming this today. But the weather is more like a September day, or at least in the UK. So it just felt more fitting to make that video today, okay? Now, regarding the Skool community, the price going up, because I was away for the whole weekend, I didn't really warn people, I didn't make the video. I'll keep it in place for a few more days. I think it's important as well, because the guys who want to be part of Self-Improvement September, that's obviously a big part of that, is being on Skool and doing we're doing 3 or 4 calls per week. We've got loads of courses on there. There's a fitness course on there and stuff like that now. I'm going to show you guys how to bulk and stuff that I would do, how to cut and get lean. It's gonna be unbelievable. So I'll leave the price currently as it is just for a few more days, and then I'll up it. But it just gives people a chance to watch this video and get in and join. All right, so I'll leave it. It's my fault because I was away, so I couldn't really inform people properly over the weekend. So I do apologize, guys. But for those of you who are wondering, what the hell is Self-Improvement September? So Self-Improvement September, and the reason why I'm sat in this exact spot right now, this beautiful spot, is because a few years ago, that actually looks really nice, doesn't it? Over there. Although, I think I like that. A few years ago, I sat in this exact spot, and I was a little bit worried, like, what am I gonna do? I was like, what's my plan? It was about 2.5, 3 years ago. And everything popped off for me in September, near the end of mid-September to the end of September. But when I sat down, it was about July. And it was coming up to, obviously I was about to turn whatever age I was about to turn. I think I might have been about to turn 28. And I was thinking to myself, you're getting on a bit now. This is when you're supposed to be like hitting some level of stride. You're supposed to be seeing some level of results. And I remember saying to myself, right, that's it. I'm just gonna lock in. I'm gonna do a whole winter where I just completely lock in. I completely focus. And I remember thinking to myself, how do I get away from the distractions of summer? And I was like, the thing about winter is, it's cold, it's wet, it's windy. I don't want to be outside. I was like, it gives you an excuse to stay in and work. It gives you an excuse to just grab your cup of coffee, sit down, you know, behind the desk and just get your work done. 16, 18 hours a day. The nights are darker. You know, the mornings, to be honest, the mornings actually change a little bit, but the mornings are pretty dark too. If you work in a 9-to-5 job, you go to the office, it's dark, you come out, it's dark. And I was just like, why do people try and improve on January 1st? You know, that's everybody's verdict, isn't it? Like that's everybody's go-to. On January 1st, I am gonna go and do my New Year's resolution. I'm gonna go and improve and whatnot. And it's just like, for me, it's always been an error. And this is what Self-Improvement September is all about. Is that, you know, if you do it in January, you've only got like 3 months until it gets hot again. You've only got 3 months until you hit summer again. So for me, it's always been a massive, massive waste of time. And it's a massive distraction as well, because you come off the back of Christmas, you're full of energy, you really want to work, you really want to get results, you really want to get something done. And then, you know, only 3 months in, you're in March, and it's, you know, it might be the first sunny day, it might be the first warm day, and you're thinking, do you know what? I'm going to go to a rooftop bar. I'm going to go out with friends. I'm going to enjoy myself. It just ruins everything that you were working on. It's too close. You can't really get results in time. For me, it's always been September. Like, I look at the weather now, it's pretty cold. You can see it's been raining all morning. It's going to rain tonight. I don't want to be anywhere. All I want to do is maybe go for a walk, a run, gym. That's it. Maybe meet a few friends and whatever. And that's why I went to London for a few days, because I knew I was just going to be locked in now for like 7 months. So, and that's what I say to people is like, the UK might be different. You know, Australia's obviously different, but the UK might be different to wherever you are. It might not be cold yet. But for me, where I am, and you can work it around your structure too. But I've got September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So 7 months where it's pretty cold. We've had it at minus in March as well in the UK. So I just look at it and just think, you can really set yourself up well for the summer. You can have like May, June, July, August really enjoying yourself, which I tend to do every year. And apart from this summer, I actually sacrificed this summer at 1M House. But you know, you can have the whole winter, 7 months, where you're just working your socks off. You get everything done, all those like New Year's resolutions, you just do them all in one go in that 7 month period. Instead of making excuses, oh, I couldn't stick to it because then, you know, it was my friend's birthday and then I had a holiday booked and all this stuff. You can just go, right, it's cold, wet, windy. Where do you want to be? You don't want to be outside anyway. Do you know what I mean? You might as well be in working, focusing. Instead of going out on like a Friday night and going out and getting drunk, doesn't it make more sense to just go to the gym at like 9, 10 p.m. at night? Because you're just like, well, do I want to queue up? It's raining, it's cold, it's windy, this is annoying. I'd rather just go to the gym, go home, so it gives you that excuse to be like quite unsocial in a sense, or at least really focus on what you want to focus on. And this is like the start of it, guys. So whatever your self-improvement goals are, and we were speaking about this in the Skool community, what does everyone want to focus on for the next 7 months? What do you want to lock in on? What are you about to get really serious on? And I was telling people mine, people were telling me about theirs and stuff like that. And it's such a good time of year just to lock in. That's what it is. It's the lock-in time of year. It's like, right, coffee in hands, let's go. My friend was saying to me the other day, he was just like, I hate summer. I hate bank holidays in the UK. He was like, because you've got an excuse to go out. And if you don't go out, you feel left out. Whereas in the winter, if you stay in, you feel like the smart one. And it just gives you guys an excuse to really do this. If you're in Australia, swap it, do the opposite. But there was something I was listening to this morning. And this guy was saying, like, what choice do you have? He was like, there's going to be tough days. There's going to be hard days and whatever. But, like, what choice do you have? And this is the message that I want to give you guys for Self-Improvement September and moving forwards. This is what I want you to attack the week with, the next 7 months with and whatnot. I just left for this. I'll wait for these cars to come past because there's quite a lot of them and they're quite loud. I always get the vans. I always get the trucks and the vans, which is strange. But, you know, the one thing that I want you guys to take away from this is that in the 7 month period, it's going to be tough. There's going to be down days. There's going to be days where you are lonely. But you just get through it. And you get through it by just thinking, what choice do I have? It's like if guys go through a breakup, I've always said to you, you either regress and go and find somebody worse for comfort, or you go, hey, back to the drawing board, let me go and get better and build from here. There's obviously something wrong with me. There's obviously something I need to improve on. There's obviously something she didn't like that didn't work, or, you know, or I need to find somebody better. But a lot of people regress for comfort. And I feel like in this 7 month period of self-improvement, that's what you need to have the mindset of like, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, I'm lonely. Yeah, this isn't going well. Yeah, I've had like 2, 3, 4 bad days in a row, or 3 weeks that are bad in a row. But you get up early in the morning, you dress up, you show up. It's just such a good rule for life, because a lot of people do this, right? A lot of people do self-destruction. If one thing goes wrong, they make sure everything goes wrong. They just self-destruct their entire life. And it's almost like one thing falls out of the cupboard or the fridge, and then you just go, oh, fuck it. You just tip the lot. You just go, I don't care. You just tip everything. Do you know what I mean, right? Might not be the fridge. That'd be silly. But people drop 1 or 2 things, and then they just let go of everything. They just go, fuck it. If that's going to go, everything needs to go. And I see this in life where like somebody goes through a breakup and they go, well, I might as well be fat as well. Oh, I might as well just like fuck around at work. What's the point in focusing? Like my whole life has gone to shit. But it's like, no, just one part has gone wrong. And this is what I want you guys to focus on for this Self-Improvement September is like, if one thing goes wrong, don't just lose your rag. Don't completely lose it. Like if one thing in my life had gone wrong, let's say I've gone through a breakup, but I'd been to the gym that morning, I'd been up early, I was working on my business, I was I'd done some hill sprints that night. Do you know what I mean? I cooked some good food. I got an early night. Like, then my life is moving forward. I'm in a great spot. There's no point in going from something's bad, let me make it even worse. That's everybody's mentality, and I find it really weird. Oh, I've been fired from my job, let me get fat as well. Like, what's the fucking point in doing anything? I find that so strange. It's like a human destruction thing. Whereas if it's like, I've got fired from my job, but I've signed up to the gym, I know that sounds strange, but it's like, you are at least doing something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, but I haven't got the money to. You have, it's not that expensive. Or like, I've been fired from my job, but I'm going to start getting in shape. Like, that's a much better situation than I've been fired from my job and I'm going to get fat and I'm going to be depressed. It's like, just because there's a negative, just because something's gone wrong, doesn't mean you can't like add some positives in. Everybody goes, oh, I'm in a shit situation right now, woe is me. But it's like, you know, this has gone wrong. Car's broken down and I've lost my job, but I just met this beautiful woman and I've just hit my target weight, fitness-wise. I've been in the gym and I'm looking great. And it's self-improvement September and I've got a lot to look forward to. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a completely different world. That's a completely different mindset. And if you're just going to go, oh, one thing's gone wrong, everything might as well go wrong, then the whole of your life is going to fall apart. And that's the two things I wanted to share with you guys today, okay? So, self-improvement September, I do it every year. And the reason I do it, like I said, is because I sat here a few years ago, before I had anything, before anything popped off, before anything was going well. And I remember thinking, winter's here now, just lock in, just focus. And it changed my life. Everything came together, fitness, business. From September to March, I went from basically no house to living in a penthouse, not having a car to having a really nice Range Rover. I went from being in okay shape to being in like really, really good shape. And my life just changed overnight. And I started dressing well and stuff like that. And I was just like, wow, like that's what can happen when you just seriously lock in. Self-improvement September, the winter in general, I love it. It's like Adderall. It's like an excuse to just sit there and focus. And the other message that I gave you guys, obviously, if things go wrong during this period, just focus on the things that you can put right. Because by the end of it, and this is the goal of Self-improvement September, is that by the time you come around to like April, May, you're sat there going, my life is drastically different. I've got the perfect body. I'm dressing better. I'm a completely different man to what I was in September. I've given myself all these months to do it. My body fat is the lowest it's ever been. I'm making £1,000 extra per month. That makes a difference in summer. That gives you a really good life. You know, it's something you can build on the next self-improvement September. And it gives your year structure as well. I feel like, you know, going from the transition of summer into winter, and then into like a Christmas period and getting drunk and getting fat, but it holds you accountable during Christmas because it's like halfway through your 7-month section. So I feel like it holds people accountable, and I've used it for years. Happy self-improvement September, guys. Let me know what you guys are going to do. We were thinking of doing Shave It September, where like people shave their head and stuff like that, and it's like a confidence thing. I've been through it before. I made some videos on this before. We're talking about it in the Skool community already. A lot of guys have done it, and then obviously you let it grow back and whatnot, but you do it for like confidence. You do it to expose yourself and see what you really need to work on, instead of relying on like youthful looks and whatnot. We were going to do it for charity. We might not have enough time. It might have to be something that we put in play next year, but a lot of people are doing it. It's really good fun, guys. But I'm going to shoot off. I hope you enjoyed the view. And happy self-improvement September. Let me know in the comments what you're working on, and keep me updated, guys. I'll speak to you all soon.